What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Cheese Talk Podcast. I am your host, Brian. Today, let me get him on here. I'll be adding my guest, Aaron Big D Davis.
You?
Big Packer fan here in northeastern Wisconsin. Been on my show a few times, and today we're just going to talk about life in the Packers. The last time, well, first of all, Aaron, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Life's been good.
Yeah?
Life's been really good.
Since the last time we talked, you got married, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? How was so what's it been, October, you said?
It was October, so we've been married for about 4 months now.
How's it going?
There was definitely some adjustment period afterwards. I mean, we were still stressed with money, everything, whatever. But the hardest thing was getting used to being called husband and wife.
Right.
And saying like, hey, I got a wife now. I had to get out of the habit of saying fiance, because normally when I talk to people, it's like, oh, this is my fiance. And I was still doing that for a good couple months after the wedding.
Goes from like calling you from the girlfriend, then from girlfriend to fiance, and then fiance to wife. So it's it takes some getting used to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This year I've been married. Hold on.
Math.
17 years. I've been married 17 years this July. So
very nice.
I'm way past that stage. But so yeah, so you still kind of in the honeymoon stage, do you think? Are you past that?
I think we've been far past that since we started dating even. Like we technically even haven't gone on a honeymoon or anything. We're thinking like next year we're gonna do a road trip.
Yeah.
Because we want to save. We want to save up, and then we want to go to Nashville.
Nashville? That'd be fun.
We want to go to Nashville. We want to visit the Grand Ole Opry there, and just go downtown Nashville, because like apparently I think that's like one of the coolest places to go to is partying downtown Nashville. It's nuts there. But
yeah, we still haven't been on a honeymoon, so we're still now we're just living the dream of got a 15, she'll be 16 in May, so
nice.
16 in May. My other daughter will be 14 in June. My son will be 13 in July. My other son, my youngest will be 9 in August, and then my second boy will be 12 in September. So it's
all right.
You have all the lingo from the heritage, from the elementary level, all the talk. Then you have all the talk from the intermediate kids, and then all the lingo from the middle school kids, and then the high school. So I've heard it all. I've been called dude, bro, bruh. I'm so sick of it, but whatever. What's the plan for the draft this year? Are you going to make it up to Green Bay?
Oh yeah. Currently with my brother, because my brother and I are probably the two biggest Packer football fans. He's a Kansas City fan. Damn bandwagons. But he's a big football fan too. He'll still root for the Packers though, too. But he when growing up, he wanted to root for someone other than Packers. It's like, oh, everybody around here roots for the Packers. So he wanted to root for someone else. But anyway, our current plan is he's gonna, because he lives a little more south, down in Ripon. He's gonna come up with his oldest, my nephew Corbin. He's 20, and they're gonna come up here. They're gonna meet me up here, and then from here we're gonna carpool up. And I actually have I have a cousin and her husband that actually live in the neighborhood outside of Lambeau, and they said we can park there. And I would assume we're gonna tailgate. We gotta. If you're gonna have a draft in Green Bay, everybody's gonna be tailgating.
Right. I'm not sure how close I'm gonna get. I want to go to the draft, but at the same time, I just had a surgery done. I had a spinal cord stimulator implant put in February 21st. So I'm not sure how close I want to get to all the action, but it would definitely be nice to meet up at some point that week. Like I said, I'm like 10 minutes from Lambeau. That 10 minutes is a rough guess with speeding involved. So, you mentioned the neighborhood by Lambeau. When my wife and I were first looking for houses up in the Green Bay area 16 years ago, I'm like, nah, we're not going to live on the east side. That's already off the list because I used to work on that side of town. And I said, I really don't want to. I don't know. We're looking at a house that was. So like the backyard had like a detached garage and there was like a wooden fence up, and you could see the Howard Johnson Hotel on Lombardi from like Lombardi was the road behind the garage. So I'm glad that I look back now that we didn't get a house that close to Lambeau. But at the same time, it could have been like, oh, if we just rent it out for game days, you could have a mortgage paid off pretty quick,
Have everybody park in your front yard.
Yeah, it's just it'll be cool because I know there's Mr. First Down. He's one of my friends on Twitter. He's in Tennessee. He's a Titans fan, but he's coming up for the draft. Chuck Metz, he had him on last week. He's going to be up for the draft. And then Todd Friedel is going to be up for the draft. So it'd be nice to have everyone all just kind of meet up at some point and just say what's up. And, but I think it'd be cool to meet up with you. Maybe outside of Green Bay, like De Pere or somewhere, just to meet up for like lunch or a dinner or just a quick, whatever. But speaking of the draft, what needs do you think the Packers need to fill for the draft? With all the rumors going on with like Jair and your man.
That's my guy. Yeah, that's my guy. I'd hate to see him go. I understand why. Like so many fans, I understand why. I understand the business side of it. I get it. Separating business from personal. I get it. I don't want him to go though, but. Out of my hands. If they think that's what's best to do is to get rid of him, I can't. There's nothing I can do about it. I can be mad about it for a bit, but I'll get over it.
Yeah, that's the part that sucks. Is it's a business, Like if the Packers really thought that they're getting the bang for their buck and everything, they'd hang on to him. You know what I'm saying? But it's just you look over the past 3-4 seasons, injury time spent on the sideline versus productive plays. You might as well invest that money in someone that's out there actually playing. Jair's a hell of a player, but it's just he's been hurt more than not lately, and it's a big gamble.
Yeah. My thought to that though is that if, for a way that we could keep him, why not just restructure his contract, take less off the cap. That way we're at least we're getting more of his actual value versus what the actual hit we're getting.
He's got to be willing to do that though.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd like to see the Packers go and pursue Patrick Surtain the second in Denver. And there's another one I can't think of who it is right now, but another young guy coming off his rookie contract. Definitely think we should always draft a few linemen for sure because
gotta have the guy of the depth.
We've seen how having a flexible line and healthy or not healthy, but people ready to go in and play is vital.
Oh yeah,
I think. Obviously not a quarterback, not a running back.
We don't even need a backup quarterback unless we get rid of Malik.
Yeah,
which battle?
He signed through this next year, so
so no worries there then.
Right. I think maybe
wide receiver.
Wide receiver. That's what I was going to ask you. What are your thoughts on the rumors with DK Metcalf?
I don't know if I feel like if we give them the right offer, we could get him. I just don't know if we're gonna give as much as we need, or if we or the other side of it. Are we gonna give too much for? I don't want either.
See,
But
the
it's like if
thing
we
is,
can, yeah.
I'd be willing to give up maybe.
Mhm.
I mean, what's our history with our first round drafts the last few years?
It's been mostly defense.
And have they been productive?
Mm.
I mean, Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt, but I guess I'd be willing to give up like a higher draft pick and maybe like a Wicks or somebody for Metcalf only if he were to sign if Metcalf were to want to sign a long-term deal in Green Bay. That would make it worth it, I think. But if you're going to get somebody in a trade that you're going to have for a year and gone, and I mean, I don't know. I guess that's why I'm not the Packers GM because I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there were a receiver to go out of the Packers, who would you want it to be in a trade?
Honestly, I know there are a lot of people that don't want it to happen. I've been reading Twitter and seeing how it's been going, and I honestly think Wicks could potentially be the best trade piece, or Dubs. I wouldn't want to see Dubs go either, but thinking like youth wise and potential wise, Wicks has high potential. He just need to work on his catching. But he still has great playmaking ability that would be a very good value in a trade.
Yeah, I don't. And you look at Dubs too in his injury history with concussions. We don't even know how he is after his concussion in the playoffs. We haven't really heard anything, have we?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it was pretty bad. He had to be helped off the field. That's scary when that kind of stuff happens.
That fall was bad.
Yeah,
that was bad. I was gutted for him on that. But from what I'm seeing with everybody that got hurt in that game, Christian Watson, who got hurt in the Bears game, looks like his recovery is going well, which is great because we're going to need him. But he's obviously not going to be a trade piece.
I wouldn't trade him. No, I mean, I would keep Reed and Watson, two speed guys.
Mm-hmm.
If the Packers' history proves correct, you don't need to have a top tier receiver because you can spread the ball through 5-6 receivers, dynamic tight ends. But Watson, I don't think he's going to be back until like week 13 or 14. They were saying like that, so he's pretty much out of the picture anyway. So it's. But I'd want to keep Christian Watson for sure. Are there any free agents you'd like to see in Green Bay? You got Myles Garrett, Max Crosby's off the board.
Yeah. I doubt that one. He must really love it. He must really love playing for the Raiders. Otherwise, he wouldn't take the deal.
No income tax.
That's a big one. That's that's a big one. Was like the guy from the Bengals that just got put on the trade block. Hendrickson. I want him. And they're not asking for too much either. Like they're only right now they're only asking for like a second or a third. Like that's easy. Like let's get that done.
Yeah.
This guy's proven to be one of the top pass rushers in the league since he got big, like with the Saints, and then going from the Saints to the Bengals. He's just a phenomenal pass rusher. Let's get this guy.
Then you get someone like him, and then you I think open up for Van Ness to be successful on the other side. Then you got Rashawn Gary too. It's just at some point we gotta. Gary wasn't too impressive last year in my eyes, but
he had his moments. But yeah,
I'm just a casual fan. I saw him more on TikTok videos than I saw him in games. So with Quick Trip,
yeah.
You think Jordan Love has a bounce back season?
I don't even think this last year was that bad for him. Like, it's not as bad as everyone is saying it is. Like, he still put up 25 touchdowns, and that was with 3 games being out. Still finished top 10 in touchdowns and top 10 in a lot of categories with being out 3 games.
Yeah.
Is it really an off year?
No, but I don't know. I guess with that contract, I think a lot of people expected more.
No, that's true. He was also dealing with injury majority of the season. That for quarterbacks more than anyone, injuries can really hinder your performance.
Right.
So, not saying it's an excuse. I'm just that's just the fact of it. Yeah. Because there's a lot with the quarterback position. There's so much technique that you got to put in. Even the slightest detail can affect the throw. The slightest movement of the hip or the ankle, plant foot, it can all affect the throw.
Oh, that and then in his case, he didn't he have a groin injury?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, I get where you're coming from, and
yeah, that can't be easy throwing with a bad groin. That's
yeah. I just I don't know. It's like I said, he signed that massive contract, and I think they still made it to the playoffs. They played the best against the Eagles. I think out of all the teams in the playoffs.
Honestly,
they had one of the better performances against them. So I mean, they just gotta. My thing is they got to get people on the defensive side of the line that are bloodthirsty for a quarterback. Like you get that crazy dog that is just won't stop, and this head won't stop till he gets there, and when he wants to get there, he wants to get there now. I just think they're too soft sometimes rushing the quarterback, and that's. I mean, the best quarterback sack that I saw this last year was by when they blitzed. Was it McKinney or Keyshawn Nixon? Had that one off the edge, but
they both had one.
Yeah,
they both had a sack at some point.
Yeah, I don't know how confident I am with Keyshawn Nixon at corner either, to be honest.
Well, you think about like this though. He said he's no longer focusing focusing at all at doing returns. He's so basically he's going to put all of his focus, all of his energy into being cornerback 1 or just being a starting cornerback. Maybe that was a part of what I can't imagine. Like when you're playing 2 positions and you got to put effort into one and then you got to put effort into another. Those are 2 different things. Being a cornerback and being a return guy.
Right.
Take away one, he can put all his focus into being a cornerback. Maybe he won't get burned as much.
True, but I mean, he had glimpses of success last year. I don't know. Like the initial contract that he got, I believe, was based off of his punt return and kick return skills, and then they nixed the rule for the kickoff return, and it's just kind of like, oh my god, this guy's out there making this money, he's getting burnt. But whatever, you always gotta look at the positive side of things too. Keeping it in the NFC North, do you think the Vikings will be able to get Sam Darnold to resign, or are they gonna bring in their copycat Aaron Rodgers and have him be there with JJ McCarthy?
Jesus, I on a personal level. Okay, on a personal level, I would rather them keep Darnold, but I don't understand why they wouldn't want to re-sign Darnold after the year he had. I get it. It's like you invested a first-round pick, a high first-round pick, on a quarterback, and you want to invest him for your future. Okay, but if you're going to keep Sam Darnold, then you got to get rid of the other guy. Just saying. If
you keep Sam Darnold, is that other guy going to want to stick around? And then, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're playing with poison. It's pretty much. What do you do? Do you risk? If you keep Sam Darnold, maybe obviously he's been in the league for a while. Then you got this guy McCarthy coming off an injury, who you guys have high hopes on. if you kind of like, I don't know, if you sign Darnold, then the chances of McCarthy sticking around aren't going to be too good because by the time his rookie contract's up, he's just going to want to get out of there. And then what if Darnold's past his prime and then you got to start brand new again with a new quarterback,
Darnold's still young, though. He's only like 27, 28 years old. He's still got a lot.
Playing for the Jets still made him like age quite a bit,
Yeah, I really think the Jets are going to. I saw some people that were blaming Aaron Rodgers for the way the Jets were, and I'm just like, but are you kidding me? Like, have you seen the organization the last few years? You really want to tell me that's Rodgers' fault?
Yeah.
I saw stuff about the owner was using like he would have his grandsons in the office helping to make decisions, and they're barely out of high school. And I'm like, what? And then apparently, was it Jerry? I think it was Jerry Jeudy that they were in talks of trying to get Jerry Jeudy last year, but decided not to because of his Madden rating. I'm like,
yeah.
No wonder why you guys suck.
These are the kids that had never been told no in their life, and they think what they said. You know what I'm saying? They play Madden with the salary cap off. Yeah, Dustin. Yeah, Nixon got 3 sacks this year and thinks he's a CB1. I mean, you have to have confidence. I don't know if that.
Confidence helps, especially playing a professional sport. Confidence is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
That burning building was already falling, though. if anything, Rodgers helped put them out of their misery.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, he did them a favor.
I mean, Rodgers legit had he had decent numbers with the Jets.
He was a top 10 quarterback statistically last year.
Yeah.
So you can't say it was Rodgers' fault for why they were bad.
I personally would like to see Aaron. Well, the Raiders just traded for Geno Smith, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. So now Seattle's spot's open.
He wouldn't go to Seattle.
I couldn't see it either. I heard there was a rumor that there was a possibility Sam Darnold was going to go to that he was going to go to Seattle. That Sam Darnold, yeah. So which I mean that would be a good spot. Young quarterback, proven himself last year, the year he had.
For Sam Darnold to go to Seattle. Yeah. I don't see Rodgers going there just for the simple fact that they just released Tyler Lockett and then they want to trade, or DK Metcalf wants to trade, so he's going to have no weapons there to So I don't see Rodgers going there at all, unless they bring along Devontae with him. Speaking of, do you think Devontae will end up in Green Bay?
I really hope so. I really hope so. That's also my guy. Oh man, if we can somehow work a good deal with him, would love to have him back.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously too. I mean, Devontae has worked with Jordan Love in practice, so they already know each other. They can work a chemistry, and they can get. I think they could get something special going.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of the interviews with Kay Adams on the Up and Up, whatever, with Devontae, he's said nothing but good things about Jordan Love. So I mean, that's like deep down inside, it'd be nice if he did come to Green Bay, but I don't see it happening. But then again,
never say never. Never say never.
It's kind of like I never thought that Charles Woodson would be a Packer back how many years ago, and when he did, how much he changed the organization. But yeah, I think the Packers. I mean, they always they always draft linemen that turn out really good. Let's get some speed guys on offense. Get like an Xavier Worthy type speed athlete without the off the field problems. Like
until that happened. Yeah.
Until that unfolds, we have no idea what really happened. But his lawyers were on TV saying that it was all not true, and It's like if it wasn't true, there wouldn't be a mugshot, and
Gotta be something. He did something, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I mean, I can see Darnold going to Seattle. I can see why Geno Smith went to the Raiders to hook back up with Pete Carroll. I mean, that just makes
it made sense.
100% sense. You want, Pete Carroll has been around the block a few times. He knows talent when he sees it, and he saw it in Geno Smith. And yeah, is there any other NFL news? I'm trying to scroll here and see. Zach Bond got paid from the Eagles.
He earned that. Yeah, he absolutely earned that contract. That's a Wisconsin boy there.
Yep, from Brown Deer. Yep.
Hell of a linebacker.
Andrew Van Ginkel, he did pretty good too for the Vikings, but
I hated that so much. But he was so good. He was such a good playmaker in college, and then he basically did the same thing once he got to the pros. And last year was a good year for him. He did really good.
Was that Van Ginkel or Bond?
Van Ginkel. I mean, they both did. I was referring more to Van Ginkel.
Yeah.
Van Ginkel. Sorry.
What do you think happens with Justin Fields?
That's a puzzling one. I don't know, because I've heard rumors that the Steelers were possibly wanting to keep him, but we don't know how accurate that is. And it's already been a very interesting quarterback carousel this offseason. Like it's been very interesting. I don't know.
Could you see Rodgers going to Pittsburgh?
I could.
With Mike Tomlin?
I think that would be a great fit for him.
It would be. They'd keep him out of the NFC.
Yep.
And
keep him out of our division. That's another reason why I don't want him in Minnesota. Keep him out of the division. I don't want it.
No, what? I know there was rumblings back when they picked Pittsburgh to play in Ireland this next season.
Yep.
And who was the other team? Was it the Packers you're talking about?
There's a rumor about that. Yeah, that could be the Packers against the Steelers. I mean, that would be cool because I mean,
versus Rodgers in Ireland.
That would be so cool. That would be so cool to see that.
Yeah.
We got to have at least one Love versus Rodgers matchup. At least one. Like we got to have it. We got to have it.
Yeah, I wish the Packers would I'm still upset that they didn't go after T.J. Watt. You know, just think how different the franchise could be if they had someone like T.J. Watt
instead of trading down and getting Kevin King.
Oh man,
Kevin King was good for the first couple of years, and then he had such a big fall off. It would have been way more worth it if we would have got TJ. Clearly,
just think of how much better he could have made everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He's a leader.
I mean, you get these good corners and whatnot, and that they can't be chasing a receiver around for 10, 15 seconds while a quarterback's not getting any pressure in the pocket. You want to get to the quarterback right away to make him cause a turnover, to make him throw the ball to somewhere he wouldn't if he didn't have, you know what I'm saying? And they just didn't have that. That's why you have these receivers wide open. Stop talking about Watt, it hurts. Just think. The Packers could have pursued J.J. Watt too. Remember that years ago when J.J. was pending where he was going to go?
Mm-hmm. I was hopeful. I was really hopeful for that one. But
it's like I'm not giving him much of a chance, but Luke Van Ness is like the Temu version of T.J. Watt, you know?
Yeah. He's got
all the muscle. Turns it around. He's a big dude. He's huge.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
There's not gas. There's no gas in there. Like someone needs to light a fire under his ass or something to get him going.
Like he'd get off the line good, and then he'd get contact, and he'd stop.
Mm-hmm. He'd just be stuck.
You know?
Yeah. I think he got
since I got my buddy Dustin here, obviously he's watching because he's commenting. What do you think on Luke Van Ness? Is he going to be a bust for the Packers or not? It's what, his second year? Third year?
Third year.
Third year.
Going to his third year. Yep.
Yeah, I had Dustin on a few months ago, and it's pretty fun. He still
There we
likes
go.
him.
I do too. Just he's got to step up.
Yeah,
Gotta
sometimes
step up.
it takes players a little bit longer to adjust going from college to the pros, I guess. And
Takes a right coach or right system to get a guy going.
yeah,
So
I don't
Green Bay-
understand why we got rid of. We should have tried to keep Robert Saleh on the staff.
somehow, but it's a tall price for him.
He's a tall guy too.
Yeah.
You ever see those pictures of him at training camp? He's huge.
He's a big guy. Yeah, so he's a very imposing figure. Like I mean, I would be intimidating. I'd be intimidated if I was going against that defense too, with him standing on the sideline.
Yeah, and the one place that I couldn't stand that guy at was in San Francisco, and he's back there. You know, it's like
had it kind of figured though. I mean, he was gonna go to a D coordinator spot somewhere.
yeah. What do you think of what the Bears are doing this offseason?
I like that, like looking at it analytically, I like that they are trying to address the biggest issue with them, and that's their O-line.
Right.
They've made 2 trades in which they got Jonah Jackson from the Rams and they got Creed Humphrey from the Chiefs, both stellar offensive linemen, and that can be a big help for Caleb Williams.
Right.
Obviously, as a Packer fan, I don't like that. I don't want them to do that.
See, and that's what gets me like, what the hell, dude? It's like you see your biggest rival that you've just dog walked the last 5 years, going 10-0, 12-0 against the Bears or whatever the hell it was, 5-6 years, and then they're just loading up at every position possible, just whatever. And it's like, here we are, we're just sitting, like we're content on what we have in our bag, and it's just obviously what we had in our bag.
Still pretty good
enough last year. So what makes you? It's just you gotta try to improve. You know, I think they'll find a way, but it's just frustrating. You know,
we don't want them to be good. Yeah, we don't want them to be good, but
we signed Isaiah McDuffie.
I love that. I love that we kept him.
I don't know if you've tuned into my last. I took a couple month break just because I got to do with everything with life, and
no, that's fair. Yeah,
that's a whole new podcast segment right there. But every once in a while, I like to frequent Goodwill and go thrifting, right? And, I'm sitting there looking through, you know, like at joggers, you know, comfortable pants just to throw on and just wear around doing errands and stuff, and I'm looking and got these nice, great pair of joggers. I'm looking at them and look at the tag to see what size they wear. And then, you know, like the old Packer logo with the dude like contorted throwing the ball. So I find a pair of Matthew Travers. They're like whatever joggers with a custom tag with that logo, 58 McDuffie. I'm like, he's leaving. He's not going to re-sign with the Packers. You know, I'm thinking, obviously they're his. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm glad they kept him. He's consistent. You know what I'm saying?
He's one of our better tacklers.
Yeah, he is. He kind of reminds me of like a Blake Martinez.
AJ Hawk.
Always around the ball. AJ Hawk and Nick Barnett. Consistency. You need consistency to have success. You know? Quay Walker, I think I have high hopes for him. I always like Quay Walker. I I felt bad for him. What was his rookie year when he pushed
He pushed
the one he pushed the one coach on the sideline. Then in the other game, he pushed a trainer in the huddle. But
Yeah.
I have high expectations for him, and for Devontae Wyatt was coming through last year. I think he's going to be a force on that line. Kenny Clark needs to.
He got to step up too.
He's got to step up, but that's someone that you rarely say that about. I mean, he has been solid for. Seems like he's been with the Packers for like 150 years, but it's been. He just turned 27, 28 last year. It seems like he's been a Packer for a long time, you know. He needs I think last year was a gut check for the Packers, and I think they'll come back and improve on their weaknesses, hopefully, and hopefully get a couple of gadget receivers and you know, kind of like a Jaden Reed and a receiver that was like a Deebo Samuel in his prime with the Niners. One that was like just a bowling ball, just knocking people over left and right and gaining yards and being productive. What do you think of him? What do you think of the success of the Commanders? What are your takes on that?
I love what they're doing in Washington. I personally thought going to the draft last year, I thought Jaden Daniels was the better quarterback going into it.
Same.
And he proved it. He got in and he got in. He took the ball and ran with it, and just the whole system they have. Dan Quinn in there. Dan Quinn clearly knows what he's doing. It's great seeing what Washington's doing in that system. The receivers they have, bringing. I think that they brought Eckler in last year, and he did well with this. He did well with the team. I was kind of
the receiver, McLaughlin. Yeah, huge in the playoffs.
McLaurin was.
McLaurin.
They call him.
What the hell am I thinking? Whatever.
They call him Scary Terry for a reason. Dude's nuts.
Yeah, you got him going, and now you got Deebo. You know, so it's going to be
interesting.
A lot of these teams that have been like, you know, kind of at the bottom of the barrel are starting to make a comeback in ways. You know, I was talking with last weekend with Chuck Metz, and talking about growing up and being a fan of all Wisconsin sports. I think that's kind of implanted in me to always root for the underdog, because a lot of Wisconsin sports teams are the smallest market in baseball, you know, football. I mean, UW-Madison is kind of different because that's a different level, but you know, like the Packers, they're in a town of how many hundred thousands of people. You got the Brewers. The Brewers got the smallest market team in baseball, but you look at the Packers and see how much they're loved worldwide, and it's just crazy. So no matter what sport, whether like a Wisconsin team is playing, I'm always watching the sport. And if this team, if I'm not watching one of my teams play, whether it's the Badgers, Bucks, Brewers, Packers, any Wisconsin team, I'm always rooting for the underdog, because that's how I've grown up. Rooting for our team is like rooting for the underdog, because you know, you look at the Brewers and they got the smallest payroll in baseball. I never understood, like, I don't know how much you follow baseball, quite a bit, right?
I do, yeah.
Why can't like Molson Coors or Miller Lite just like sell a team and just buy the Brewers? They got a ton of money. It'd be like the Steinbrenners and the Yankees. Just have an unlimited checkbook, you know? But I suppose, though, if you sell a business, you got to have money coming in from somewhere, you know? So, I mean, I guess I get it. But this is, why can't some like rich billionaire like buy the Brewers, you know? And just turn them into like some powerhouse. Like revitalize Milwaukee, build it up. But the Bucks, on the other hand, they've done a lot with what they've had. They've pretty much like revamped Milwaukee in the last 5 years.
Ever since Giannis came in, they just kept going up.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I was talking to Chuck last week too. A lot of these things I brought up with him. I think Giannis is going to be a Buck for life. I don't see him leaving Milwaukee.
Nope.
I really don't. Just because where he came from over in Greece and the way he was raised to be loyal. I mean, the Bucks gave him this opportunity. He took it and ran. He's been successful because of that. Obviously, he's obviously earned his money. He's making. He's not going to leave that situation. No way. I don't think so.
I don't see it.
What are your thoughts? I know you're a huge wrestling fan. What are your thoughts on John Cena turning heel on Cody Rhodes?
I knew this was going to come up. I can't. Obviously knowing how wrestling goes and the storylines and everything, it's good for the story. It's really good for the story.
Bad for your soul.
That was so bad for my soul. Oh, because I mean, when it was Cody and The Rock and Cena, they're all in ones. I felt like a kid again. And then then Cody tells Rock to go fuck himself, and I was just like, oh, that was so good. I was jumping up and down like a kid when he did that. I was like, oh, here we go. And then you see it. You see the look on Cena's face as he's looking at The Rock, and The Rock does this, and it's like, oh no, and then he kicks him in the nuts and then beats him, and I'm just like,
yeah, I was kind of sick when I saw that.
Nobody saw that one coming, and there are a lot of fans that have been asking for Cena to turn heel for the longest time because he's always been a good guy.
Especially on Shark Week. Come on, man.
Like now anytime we see him, it's like it's a bad taste in my mouth. He's always posting like inspirational quotes on Twitter, and now I see him on Instagram, and he's posting these other pictures. Like normally it's like something inspirational. Now he's posting pictures of like villains, and I'm like,
yeah, it's crazy. And you think back to like the storylines back when Vince McMahon was the creative director. What it's not The Rock. What Triple H is doing now, you can tell a difference because McMahon was a straight up perv. Like you could tell by all the things that he had going on in the ring. He was not not all there. Like Triple H gets it. Like he's doing a good job, I think. I was kind of hoping that they'd put Drake in the Elimination Chamber and beat the hell out of him. But then
no, you gotta get Drake and Kendrick Lamar together in a steel cage match.
God. Yeah, I don't think Travis Scott was trained to he straight up
smacked him. Like he really smacked him. Oh jeez.
Yeah, that was crazy. What do you think of the position of the WWE as it is right now? You think it's in a good spot?
I think it's in a very good spot. I was watching the SmackDown episode last night, and the whole situation with Jade Cargill coming back. She came back at Chamber, and it was like a holy crap, she's back. And what does she do? It was Liv Morgan, and they set it up perfectly. It was Liv Morgan and Naomi were going to be the first two that were going to start off the Women's Chamber. And you see Liv Morgan panicking, so you're thinking, okay, maybe it is Liv, but she keeps saying, I didn't do it. And then Jade looks at her, looks like she's going to lunge after her, and then sidesteps and starts attacking Naomi. And then we get to last night, and it was it was Jade's first appearance back since then, and Bianca. It was Bianca came. Basically found out Naomi was the one that attacked Jade. It was Naomi.
Yeah.
She full on admitted it, and she was like, she did the whole, and people compared it to Rikishi when he did the same thing. He's like, I did it for us. I did it for, yeah. Basically what Naomi said was like, I did it for us. I did it for you, Bianca, and Jade came out. It was, but the way they did it, like Bianca was actually crying.
Yeah.
Like crying, like real tears, and like I'm like, we're almost in a soap. It was almost like we're in a soap opera.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Ripley lose her title. Was that Monday Night Raw?
That was on Monday. Yeah, I didn't see that coming either.
Yeah.
Everyone thought Rhea was going to keep it. She just got the title back. She was more likely going to Mania. She was going to go into Mania with it, and then she loses it, just like that.
Yeah,
that one. Crazy. That one. Wow, that was nuts. That was.
They're gonna have an easier time though. I mean, I see it because was that Evil? What's her name? Evil Sky or whatever her name is. Because now she's got a. Doesn't she defend that against
Bianca?
And I think it's easier writing a script having her lose to Bianca than having Ripley lose to Bianca. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I my kids have in the last year or two really gotten into wrestling and they have all the wrestling figures from my time when I used to watch wrestling, like the Hogans and the Rock, and now they got like the Uso boys, and it's just crazy. Like they got different rings. They got the Hell in a Cell ring. Yeah, we watched those episodes and the main and the pay-per-views on Peacock and everything. So I've been keeping up with it a little bit. But yeah, we did watch the Elimination Chamber together. That was pretty fun.
That was a good card.
Yeah, it was. What's the next one coming up? Is it Mania?
I'm pretty sure it's Mania. It's usually how it goes. It's always the Royal Rumble in usually in January or early February, and then there's Elimination Chamber, which is around the start of March, and then the next one's Mania. There's gonna be a lot of build up for that. So, and Monday night's gonna be good because I don't know if you saw the promo that CM Punk did. CM Punk cut a fantastic promo on Monday night to start off Raw.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
The whole bit he did talking about John Cena, we can't see you. Well, we see right through you now.
Yeah,
he cut that perfectly.
Yeah, that was a fun opening to watch. Sorry, I'm laughing. I just saw this tweet on Twitter. It has a picture of AI of Favre and Rodgers in a Vikings jersey, and it says, "Just wait till Brett Favre shows Aaron Rodgers how to commit welfare fraud."
Oh God, I'm tired of the narrative. God, it's funny though. It's funny at times, but it's like
I heard he was in Appleton this last week. Favre.
Huh.
Someone saw him.
I heard about that.
At a restaurant. Was it Applebee's? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
It couldn't be Applebee's because Applebee's in town closed.
Okay, not Applebee's. It was somewhere in Appleton because I know. Yeah, I heard that someone saw him at a restaurant and he was super nice and everything, but. How far do you think the Bucks go this year?
Ever since they got Kuzma. Granted, obviously, I hated that Middleton is gone. I hate that Middleton's not there anymore, but I understand why. And Kuzma has been very good since we got him.
Kuzma and Kevin Porter Jr.
Mm-hmm. And Jericho Sims has been playing good lately too.
Yeah, I was reading. I wasn't watch. I didn't watch the game. Well, I watched. I tuned into the game like towards the end of the fourth quarter. I forgot who was against maybe the Mavericks this week, and they said like Kevin Porter Jr. got a triple double like in the third quarter. That's crazy.
Like, off the bench.
Yeah. So this is what they got to do. They got to keep Jericho Sims. They got to keep Ajax, Giannis, Dame, Kevin Porter Jr., and Kuzma, and build around them.
They can make a hell of a run with these guys this year.
They're like a mob squad coming off the bench, you know.
Honestly,
maybe you know what they should do? They should bring back Thanasty on a veterans minimum contract. Thanasis, he's recovered from his injury. He tore his ACL last year in the offseason. That's why.
They play good when he's there, even though he doesn't play. He's such a like he's like a
cheerleader.
Kind of. I was trying to. What is it? He pumps. There's a
Hype Squad.
Bird. Huh?
Hype Squad.
He's a hype man.
Yeah, hype man.
He's a hype man. He gets the guys going and getting that right mental state and that confidence to just thrash these teams.
Yeah.
Okay, cat
tail. She doesn't come around me at all. But when I'm down doing my podcast, she's always on my lap purring. So, yeah, one of my cats, Luna. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the draft. I think there's going to be a lot of movement within the teams.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's always so much negative in the offseason. You look at obviously you've got the Deshaun Watsons. I don't even know why he's in the freaking league yet. And you got Justin Tucker. He needs to be kicked out of the league for allegedly what he did. But if there's any evidence, just gotta get rid of him. Xavier Worthy, if he seriously tried to cut off someone's breathing, he should be gone too. You look at was it Kareem Hunt? Is that his name? The running back for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He did something. He domestic, and they brought him back. But then you got Rashid. Remember Rashid? Was it Rashid Rice?
No.
Running back for the Ravens.
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice.
God. Ray Rice.
Anyways, sorry, Rashid, didn't mean to offend you. But no, these guys, just get them out of the damn league. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But, yeah, the draft. Have you seen the plans for the setup? How they're going to have everything set up? And
I saw the stage makeup and then all that, everything, and that's gonna be crazy.
So is the stage makeup? I just saw a picture on Facebook. I didn't really zoom in at all. Is that going to be on Oneida Street, between Lambeau and the Resch Center?
I don't know. I didn't look too much into it. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
The economy is just gonna be absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it looks like they're gonna have the stage on the corner of Oneida and Lombardi in that back corner, kind of back by the tailgate village, that building in the parking lot. But yeah, I don't know if you can really see it. Probably.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah, so it's just going to be crazy to try to navigate around there and just even get anywhere driving. But like you said, you're lucky for you have a spot you're going to park. If I do go, I know my kids said they want to go, but taking kids is something that big, I'm still kind of iffy on.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then if I do go, anywhere near the draft, I'm just gonna have my wife drop me off. I'll walk, but I don't know, like I said, how I'm feeling in a few weeks. But
at least you live close enough by, you can do that.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, honey, pick me up on the corner of Ashland and Lombardi. I'll start walking from the Quick Trip. There's a Quick Trip it seems like there's a Quick Trip about every block in Green Bay.
There's a Quick Trip in every block in Wisconsin.
In Appleton, there's a Quick Trip in a bar and a Starbucks.
Yep.
What's up? Okay. Can you just give me like 5 minutes and I'll be up there? Okay. But yeah, sorry, my daughter just came down and was talking to me.
All good.
But yeah, no, I appreciate you being on. I'm gonna wrap things up.
All good.
I gotta head up and do dad business. And appreciate it. I'll hopefully we meet up during the draft.
Hopefully.
Look forward to having you on and getting your post-draft reaction.
I'm definitely gonna go live for the when I go there. I'm gonna go live on Hope for that. I gotta do it
for sure. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go live at all. I might. I don't know. We'll see. I might pre-record and then post it later. I don't know, or record during and then post it because it's just too much chaos and don't know how the cell signal is gonna be and everything. But
right, we'll see.
But yeah, speaking of Hope, I want to do a shout out and give them a thank you for giving me the platform to podcast under the Hope Network. Iowa Joe in Iowa, he's going to be at the draft, I believe so. It'd be nice to have us all meet up and
have as many people from Hope there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I thank you for being on and
thank you for having me.
Yeah, where can people find you at?
You can find me at Chill Cheesehead on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, or you can find me at Ohana Packers on TikTok.
And you can find me at Cheese Talk _pod on X, Twitter. You can find me at Cheese Talk Podcast on YouTube. And that, I think, is all I have for socials that are Cheese Talk or podcast related. Everything else is personal, and it's going to stay that way.
Yep.
So, again, thank you, Aaron. And
thank you, Brian. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'll like I said, I'll set up something with you for after the draft, and we'll kind of recap like our thoughts and what we see them doing going forward.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Sounds good. Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Thank you, too, Brian. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep.